Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be interviewing someone that is huge in magic. He has been on Britain's Got Talent and is the face of Alakazam. It's Harry Nardi. How are you, Harry?
You legend, Ollie. Thanks for that little intro there, mate. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you.
Good.
You've probably been really busy recently with all the shops opening.
I tell you what, yeah, I have. I live near where the shop is in Ashford in Kent. It's near there's a designer outlet near us, but I haven't been over there yet. But every time I go to drive to work, it's sort of loads of traffic. So I know everyone else is out and about, but I haven't properly been out shopping just yet.
Yeah, I mean, have you been down at the shop?
Yeah, yeah. So we've only just, I can't remember when it was. I think the Thursday in the same week as April the 12th, if that makes sense. When shops were allowed to open. Yeah, that was the first day we opened. So yeah, now we've been open for people to come in Wednesdays and Thursdays by booking online. But to be honest with you, touch wood, I've been really lucky because I've never really had to stop working at the shop. So even in lockdown, because we're online, we was allowed to obviously send stuff out. So I haven't actually been at home really. I've just been living my life sort of as normal, really, in terms of work anyway.
Yeah, that's really cool. So you haven't been like the rest of us, we've all been bored to death.
Yeah, I feel so bad for you guys, seriously. But I've been trying to help with putting out little videos and stuff.
Yeah, and the shops basically saved me.
Yeah,
um
good.
yeah, no, it's really cool. I keep buying things. Yeah, so that's
That's what we
great.
like to hear, innit, Ollie?
Yeah, I know, right? I just been thinking, oh, whatever, you only live once, buy lots of
Hey,
things.
look, that is the attitude that we like to hear. But no, I tell you what, I've been thinking that same exact thing, because like I've recently got into the gym, so I've been recently going there, and there's loads of things like my shoes are a bit knackered, and I thought, oh, I want to buy myself a new pair, and I think it's quite expensive. But then I think, yeah, like you just said there, at the end of the day, I want to do gym, so why don't I just get shoes that will help me do it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, if it's a bit like, I guess the lockdown has kind of, a lot of people have been like, oh, I've saved up, I'm gonna go on holiday
Yeah,
next year, a really fancy holiday because I haven't bought as much.
mm,
That's not me. Um,
yeah,
I've been, because I think, lockdown has also just made us realize that, you only really, we've missed all that time from before.
so true. Yeah.
So and as well, for magicians, I mean, Alakazam have been putting out, you've been doing loads of live launches,
Mm,
and
yeah.
you've been putting out, you put out contactless.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was really happy with that actually. It was the first ever physical product that I've ever released. I'd done a download before, but it was the first ever physical product release. And I was so happy with it because it's something that everyone always says this, most people that create stuff because they want it, like if dad creates a trick, it's because he wants a trick that will be able to do that, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
And so this was that, just very chilled, like a sort of an off the cuff type of effect, but it's still powerful. So yeah, that's sort of where it come about, really.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, like the props for it are amazing.
Oh,
um
thank you. That's something we've always, like if we, the amount of effects that we've got in the pipeline, but we haven't released yet because we just haven't got a good, like we haven't found a good supplier of the props yet. It's unbelievable. We're never. I've got one now, and we've probably gone through like 12 prototypes just to find the right one, because we at the end of the day we'll use it ourselves, so we want the top that we can possibly get. So it's yeah, it's an important thing to have the quality as best we can.
yeah, no, definitely. I was speaking to a creator. It was one of the first like interviews I ever did, and he said,
Mm,
when I'm creating a product, I want to be thinking as the customer, will I actually
yeah,
like this and will I use it? um
100%.
yeah, I think that's really important as well, because it's all well and good, especially as well. I think when I like, just like make messing around with gimmicks, I made a flap the other day. um
Nice.
and like you get really happy with it,
Yeah.
and you kind of realize you're being a bit biased to yourself.
Yeah.
So you're like, no,
Yeah.
that looks all right. And then
Yeah,
when
that's
you
all right.
actually,
Yeah, it looks good when I close my eyes. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. It looks good when I got a blindfold on. Yeah.
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 It's
Oh my.
yeah. And then when you actually show it or put it on Instagram, you get comments like,
Yeah.
okay, then like that, yeah, but yeah, so yeah, that it's good that you guys think like that and think,
100. Yeah. 100%. And I think I mean, obviously a lot of magic shops are like this, but I think because we're still like a small family run magic shop, there's no sort of middleman. Like, we speak straight to the customers, so if anyone rings up, I'll be answering the phones, but I'll also be the one, like, that's sometimes on the instructions and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? So I've got like I'm sort of got a hand in all the different aspects and all the different line, from manufacturing all the way to the customer receiving it and having feedback. So I understand then, and I mean, having phone calls with people lets me understand what I definitely need to cover, maybe in the instructions, or something I need to improve when I'm doing instructions. Because obviously when people ring up, it might be. I mean, there was a trick that we released called triple impact collateral damage.
yeah.
And it's a simple trick, but people were just getting stuck on just one element of it. And then when I watched the instructions back, I glossed over it because I knew what it was, but obviously I'm looking at it knowing how it works, whereas I need to look at it with fresh eyes, and it seems like such a simple point, but yeah, I think that's why we can sort of come look at it from the customer's point of view, because we are speaking to them directly. We
Yeah.
understand the issues that they may come across and may face.
I mean, oh my God, making an instructional video is so hard.
Oh my
I,
gosh, yeah, I know.
So basically, I'm actually trying to put a trick. I'm actually trying to get a trick out on your website at the moment.
Oh yeah.
And Andy said, send me like an explanation video and we can get it all put up. And I must have made at least 6.
Oh, it's so hard, isn't
And you
it?
just watch them over and you're like, well, that's not clear. That
Yep.
bit's not clear. When you're like, oh no. So you just have to keep, in the end, I'm just going to have to put a script up and just read from that.
Yeah, no, it's yeah, I mean, that's the thing, it's just an experience thing. I mean, Nick Lacapo, who works at Penguin, is such a nice guy, but he's so good at explaining things, and then when it comes to me, like, I try my best, but at the end of the day, I'm nowhere near as good at them as explaining. I mean, we had someone ring up the other day and go, "I'll tell you what, I love this effect. Show me about the instructions though." And it was like one of the ones I'd done. I was like, "Oh gosh, what have I done?" But it's just like a learning thing, and it's important to know the effect inside out so you can answer all the questions before they've been asked. Really.
Yeah. For the Alakazam releases, we often see like you doing a trick on the trailer. Are you like the first one? Does your dad tell you and then give you like a prototype of it?
So it comes from so I mean, you're sort of been through slightly the procedure when it comes to sending something in. So yeah, people sending an email, and then we'll look at it all together and send it like to each other. Then we speak to the creator, obviously. Then if it needs props made, we get props made for it, and then it's sort of whoever it suits more, really. So I prefer mentalism stuff, but also quite chilled mentalism, like not hardcore propless stuff. Just sort of relax, just enjoyment, you know what I mean? So if it's an enjoyable mentalism effect, I'll most probably do it, just because that's more of the stuff I perform. If it's like a serious one, then Dad would probably perform it. Or if it's like a card-based one or sleight of hand-based, then Andy will probably do it, So we haven't really got, it's not like if an effect comes out, I definitely do it, It's sort of I forget the saying every time. It's pick it. Oh, I'm not even going to say it. It's something to do with a horse race. Horses for courses, something like that. You pick the right thing for the right job,
Yeah, a bit like how you did the top trump one.
Yeah.
Because that's quite chilled back, It's like it's a hard hitting one, but it's quite, you've got like those props
Exactly.
that are quite, yeah.
Quite fun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no. And it doesn't really look like a magic trick whatsoever. It
Yeah,
looks more just like I've got this top drums pack,
yeah.
which is sick. I mean, I bought Destinations the other day.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And it's just like so good because I showed it to my brother. And he was just like, where did you get that? Um,
yeah,
and I was like, oh, I was trying to think of places we've been. Um,
yeah.
and
Found
um,
it at Tesco's at Part Farm.
yeah, yeah. Oh my god.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, like, it's quite funny as well because often when you're doing tricks like by like like mentalism things. Do you mean like your dad did the performance for Triple Impact?
Mm. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, because like that's also really good. I like that a lot.
Quality that one, isn't it? Yeah, it's like because that one's a bit more serious, you know. I think dad's, and to be honest with you, I'm just sometimes dad's just a million times better at performing it, you know. So it comes down to that as well. I might film a few and we just think it's not quite giving off the right vibe, and then dad will do it and be like perfect, you know. So it's yeah, it's just one of them things where you just pick and choose and then you see what one's the best, you know.
Yeah, yeah, of course, yeah. And sometimes it goes one way and sometimes it goes the other. Yeah, definitely.
Mm.
Yeah, and Harry, you've also been on Britain's Got Talent.
Yeah, yeah.
That was was that 2 years ago?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it was 2 years ago. I think yeah, 18. I think.
Yeah, what was that like?
I tell you what, it was very good, but very scary. I think it was. I remember because Russ, who works with BGT, he's the magic consultant on there, and he
Yeah.
wanted me to get me on there by myself for the last for ages, for like good 4 or 5 years probably, maybe that's exaggeration, maybe 3 or 4 years, and he always used to ask, but I got so nervous, you know, because I've never been on stage before, and I was like, oh, I'm not too sure, and I was still at school and stuff like that, and I was like, oh, if anything goes wrong, I'm going to get slated and this and that, and then the idea came about of having, well, they said like a boy band of magic, but like having a group of boys um, perform tricks together, and I thought, well, at least all the heat's not on me, you know, and I can sort of take a chill pill and feel like I've got people with me. Um, and I remember we was doing an academy and I was editing it and I was next to Theo, who was in 4MG as well. And we looked at each other and we was like, should we actually just do it? Because at this moment we were just like, oh, not sure, still nervous. And we was like, should we just do it? And it was like, yeah, go on, then why not? And then we thought, if anything goes wrong, we're just going to come back and continue what we're doing. You know, we're not going to lose anything. We're not going to gain anything, but we're not going to lose anything. You know, we're just going to carry on doing our job, chilling out, but at least we know we've given it a shot. And then yeah, it was such good fun. All of it, seriously, was such good fun.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, I was talking to Caleb Wiles, that will be
Mm.
up soon. He said, oh, you know what? He said, because he went on Penn and Teller Fool Us,
Oh yeah.
and he said it's a lot less stressful than a show. He's never been on there, but Britain's Got Talent or America's Got
Mm.
Talent in his case, because Penn and Teller Fool Us, if you mess up the trick, they won't air it because
Yeah.
they're respectful.
Yeah.
But if you mess up a trick on Britain's Got Talent, that's
Mm.
going to be like loads of views, which really,
Yeah.
like, not to sound horrible,
No,
but that
but
is
it's
what
true.
they want, that's,
Of course.
so it's quite tough, but obviously you took that. And was it easy as you got on?
Yeah. I mean, wait, what on stage or?
Yeah, do you mean like, no, I meant like through the rounds.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I would say it was. Yeah, I mean the final, no, but we can talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, the first one was nerve wracking because it's the first time we've been on stage. It was the longest day. So basically we woke up, like the guys stayed around my house because we're obviously near the Ashford International Station, so it's like fast train to London. So we woke up at probably like 6, got on a train, got into London by like 7ish, went straight to the Palladium. And then from there, you literally do sit in a room, non-stop filming stuff. Honestly, it is the longest day I've ever done in my life. Well, it's not, because filming the bloody B-roll was long. Yeah, so filming, just like sitting around, you know, when there's like the big like holding rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're in them. And then yeah, when you get called up, it's like, whoa, like I am absolutely like pooping myself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it was very nerve-wracking. But then yeah, we went on stage, and because I was so nervous, if you watch it back, I never really break a smile because I'm so concentrated on what I'm gonna say, that I'm sort of just on like autopilot, if you know what I mean. So literally, I'm like, right, as soon as he puts that deck down, this is what I say, and I was just watching that the whole time. But then it's difficult for that one because no one knows who you are. So you don't know what reception you're going to get. You don't know if you're going to get buzzed off. You don't know if you're going to fall over. You don't really know what's going to happen because you haven't experienced it before. And then obviously the semi-finals was live, and so is the final. But I remember people messaging me afterwards because I tell you what, my phone blew up after the audition. We were sitting in the front room. We had loads of people around to watch it, and my phone was literally like ping, 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 ping. It was unreal. And then, yeah, the semi-finals was live, and I remember getting a message from someone, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, I bet you're so scared because it's live." And I said, "Not really, to be honest, because there's an audience in the audition, so there's people there to see it live, and there's cameras there anyway. So in reality, it doesn't matter if them cameras are live streaming or if they're just recording. There's still going to be cameras there, you know."
Yeah.
So yeah, so the semi-final was my favorite one, because I've always wanted to do something that feels Darren Brown-esque, you know. Now, don't get me wrong. Obviously, I'm not on the same level as Darren Brown, you know. It's obvious, goes without saying. But that feeling of ticking off the letters and having it being an anagram of Stavros Flatley was just wicked. And the most nerve-wracking part, actually, of the semi-finals was getting out the lockers at the start. We probably had like 3 or 4 different changes we asked to make for the lockers because they had magnets on and they were so strong we literally couldn't get out of them. We tried to do a run through, and they're like 3, 2, 1, out you come, and none of us could get out of the doors. You just hear loads of banging because the magnets were so bloody strong. So we had to get them to change them and that. But thing is, it's all good fun, you know, and it was such a good experience. And then the final, wow, that was tough. That was so tough, because first of all, the experience is really good. You know, you're in like a big, like almost like a camp with everyone. So you've got all like little mobile homes, and then like for each act, and then each mobile home has also got like another one that's got like a hairdresser in it, like a makeup person. I've got the best head massage ever. Seriously, it was nearly put me to sleep before the final. I was like, what? Then the final one was crazy because we had planned this thing, and we had only realized we got through on the Tuesday night and the final was on Sunday or Saturday, whatever. So we had just planned our final act, and they was like, yeah, we really like it, and it was going to have an illusion in it and everything like that. Then the morning, this is not even a joke, the morning of the final, they said that, oh, we can't get a hold of the illusion and we don't like them 2 tricks. And it was like, what? So that is why, apologies to any magician watching this, that is why we done double cross, the haunted key, because obviously we're staying in London, we can't get access to a magic shop, and we're live on the BGT final in about 2 hours. So we had to completely change our script, completely change our act. It was very scary, I must say.
Oh my God, that's a nightmare. Literally, that is, because I was
Yeah.
just about to ask you, like, how long do you prepare for your performance before?
Yeah, so the audition, obviously, you've got the longest time. I mean, in reality, we had our second act sort of ready. We was going to do Stavros for the audition, but in the audition, you've got to pay for everything, and we couldn't afford Stavros Flatley. So in the semi-final and final, BGT fund it. So yeah, at the start, we had, I mean, ages. We were performing it in our kitchen, but still, it was just you learn from the very, because we'd never been on stage, you know, it took us like a month to even learn how to stand properly on stage, and even then we probably just forgot it on on the day. But yeah, so for the audition, probably rehearsing for maybe 4 months, we'll say 4 months. And then the audition, basically the audition airs on the Saturday. Well, it depends when you air, because obviously they're throughout the week, but ours was the very last day that it could possibly air. So we didn't know we was going to be shown until that day. Because, oh, this is actually a funny story, Ollie, seriously, right? You know, they do the deliberation day, which is where they say yes or no if you've been through. They put the acts on stage and they say, yeah, you lot are through. No, you lot are not through.
Yes, yes.
So you do a bit of filming underneath the stage, yeah, when you're about to go on, and you can hear people above because they're obviously on stage or directly below, and you can tell where people have gone through because you hear jumping and like slamming on the floor if they've got through, and you just hear like a few footsteps if they don't get through, and you're like, oh god. And you sort of in your head work out, okay, through, not through, through, not through, through, not through. Okay, so I go, so hopefully we're through, right? And we go on stage, and bearing in mind we got 4 yeses and a standing ovation, but obviously people that get 4 yeses and standing ovation most of the time don't even get shown, you know, there's so many people on there. So we went on there, yeah. And I remember so funny. We went on there, and Amanda went, some decisions are really hard and some are really easy, and this one for us was really easy. And James in the group like done like a little, let out like a little yes, like obviously because you think if she said this is an easy decision, yeah, she's gonna say yeah. And she went, this one was really easy and it's a no. And I was like, what? That is the most harsh thing ever, isn't it?
Oh my god, you know what? I really don't like her now.
Yeah, literally. Imagine someone going, yeah, you're on stage, yeah, you're thinking, oh wow, fingers crossed. And she goes to this to you, you know, guys, some decisions are really tough and some are really easy. And for us, this was really easy. It's a no. And I was like, what? That's harsh. And then, yeah, we walked out the back room with Ant and Dec, and they like say, oh, don't give up, blah, 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 blah. And then we get a phone call probably like 2 weeks later, and it says, oh, Simon Cowell's been on the phone, and Amanda actually said the wrong thing. And I was like, right, I hope she did, because that was harsh if she meant it. But for 2 weeks, we thought, wow, we've just been an easy decision as to not go through. We must be rubbish. So yeah, we didn't have too long for the semi-finals, to be honest, because we got a no to start with.
Oh my god. Oh, okay. I'm back to liking her again now.
Yeah.
But like, oh my god, that is actually when you said I thought that the bad thing was when she said some decisions are really hard, and then you thought she was going to say no.
Yeah. No,
but then when you said she said no, I was like, wait, what? That
literally, like, she went, some decisions are really hard, some are easy. This was easy, it's a no. And I was like, wow, that is harsh. But yeah, she must have just said the wrong thing, because everyone we was on stage with went through. So she must have just said no when she went yeah. And then yeah, so then we got aired on the Saturday. So we probably was rehearsing the second one probably a month. And then the semi-final was on the Tuesday. So that was the Stavros Flatley one, my favourite one. And then the final, we had, Dad was thinking about it from the Saturday really to put the act together. And we were supposed to be doing obviously an illusion and loads of other tricks, and then yeah, on the Saturday or Sunday morning, whenever the final was, yeah, they just said, oh, we don't like them two and we can't get the illusion. So it was sort of a bit of a bombshell, but it was good.
So Double Cross and Haunted Key, did you just have those on you?
Literally just in our bags. We had a look in our bags and thought, oh, what have we got? Josh done Double Cross. I done a mentalism thing, but that was in the act anyway. James had to do a glass thing, and then yeah, Theo had to do Haunted Key, which, to be honest with you, was probably the best performance of Haunted Key I've ever seen in my life. It was so good.
I actually haven't seen the final because I couldn't find it.
Don't watch the final, Ollie. Don't worry about that one, mate.
Because oh my god, no, that's actually that. Okay, so first of all, Amanda said no by accident.
Yeah.
Then the illusion got lost, basically.
Yeah.
And they didn't like the other two tricks.
Yeah.
It didn't. That was not a good. How was that? Like in 1 week?
That was literally probably within the space of 2 days.
Oh my god. That
Yeah,
is, oh, I feel so bad for you. Like that is, oh,
it's harsh.
that is really harsh. Like, firstly, I can't believe she didn't. I can't believe she forgot that to say yes. Um, it would have been, yeah, but then like, oh, I feel so bad for you. Yeah, that's terrible. What
The thing is,
were the two tricks really good?
yeah, they were actually. One of them was going to be let me hang on. Let me have a think now. I can't remember what they bloody were. I forgot. Oh, one of them was the thing is they are better tricks, but they were better because they linked in with the theme. So the theme was Stranger Things. So it was going to be James was going to vanish in the illusion, and he was going to be the one from the upside down doing the magic, if you know what I mean.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
so yeah, that was going to be the whole plot of it, and we had all the backboard and all the lights and everything like that. And I thought that was pretty sick. But then that's another thing, I said to David, "Oh, think of any person in the world," and then he bloody picked Simon, and it's like, I forgot, come on, mate. Do you know what I mean? Pick someone else. But oh well, it doesn't matter. And then yeah, basically Josh was gonna give someone a coin in their hand, and it was gonna like flip over in their hand or something like that. And then I can't actually remember what Theo was gonna do, but it was good, whatever it was.
Wait, when did David say Simon?
In the final, so I said to him, the first thing I say is, "Oh, you got a pen and paper in front of you, Simon. In front of you, David. I want you to write down the name of someone that's very close to you." And then he wrote Simon, but obviously it could have been anyone in the whole world, but he wrote bloody Simon. So it was a bit like, oh, really? It's a bit boring. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um,
you could
oh,
have wrote someone else, yeah.
exactly. Oh, I've got another funny story quickly. It's so funny, yeah, because I don't know whether you've done this, but when I was younger, always used to go. If I had like a maths exam or something like that, I'd always go to mum. I'd ring her up and I'd go, "Oh, I failed," and she'd go, "Oh, I'm so sorry." They go, "Oh, I didn't really." Do you know what I mean? And be like, "Oh, I'm for it." "Oh, I got it." Whatever, yeah. And
Yeah.
even with like so many things, yeah. And when we got a no, yeah, I rang up my I rang up my mum, and I went, "Oh," because they was like in the other room with dad. I rang up mum. I went, "Oh, didn't get through," and she went, "Oh, good one." And I went, "No, I'm serious. You didn't get through." And she went, "Oh, congratulations." And I went, "No, mum, I'm being serious. I'm not joking." "Oh my gosh, well done, Harry." I went, "Mum, I'm being serious. We did not get through." "Oh my god, Harry, stop joking around with me." I was like, "Listen to me. We did not get through." It's so funny.
I
Oh my
bet
god.
you she wouldn't have believed it if you would have gone. Amanda said that it was really easy to pick
Yeah,
us out. Like,
yeah. It's so easy to send us home. Yeah.
she
Oh my.
literally would have gone, yeah, all right then, you got through, definitely.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Yeah. Oh my god! Honestly, thing is, it was so fun. Even the thing on the final. If that happened on the audition, fair enough. I would have probably like been so nervous. But the final, even though I was nervous, it's like I've got this far. Do you know what I mean? I only ever wanted to. We only really wanted to get to the final anyway. And even if we didn't get to the final, we would have just been on stage. It would have been a good laugh. Um. So yeah, from that point, it's not that we didn't care, but the fact there was an obstacle thrown in the way, we sort of just like breezed over it. Do you know what I mean? We dealt with it as best we could, and none of us got stressed out because we knew that that was all we could do. Um,
yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, I mean that must have been really stressful. But the whole, I mean, double cross,
mm,
that's quite a good effect. Like that's really
yeah,
good. So
that is
did
something.
that get a good reaction?
Yeah, it did get a good reaction actually. It's just obviously it's hard because we didn't want to pick that because so many close-up magicians perform that, and then once it's been on TV, they sort of know where it's going. But yeah, no, that it did get a good. The thing is, they are fantastic tricks. It's just some things. I mean, double cross is probably in, I would say, probably 6 out of 10 working magicians acts, or set. So it's like we didn't want to pick it, but we sort of had to.
As well, the whole Stranger Theme set sounds sick. That sounds
Yeah,
like
no, it
such a
was.
good theme.
We had. Well, I tell you what, we did have such good themes for stuff. I tell you, this is another thing, right? We had a really good theme for. I can't tell you the routine because we might release it as like a stage effect, but um it was basically like a danger routine, and we wanted to do like a really like dangerous cool thing and have like saw music. And I thought, imagine if it's like, oh, magic's all fun and games, but do you actually want to play a game? And then the Saw music comes on. Like, how cool would that be?
Yeah.
And so we was gonna do something really dangerous. But then they said, "Oh, we don't want you to be dangerous because you're supposed to appeal to like young people," which is fair enough. But I think if we had done that in the final, I think we would have had such a better chance. I think it was such a good act. Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a shame that all those things went wrong, like in terms of like the illusion, and
Yeah,
because that's like to be honest, that's typical, isn't it?
yeah.
Like
That's what.
that would just like that's so annoying. I can't
Yeah.
even were those tricks that you were they just like lying around?
No. Oh yeah. What, the ones we were supposed to do?
Yeah, no. The ones, yeah, the two tricks that you were supposed to do, that they didn't like. Did you already have those?
Yeah, yeah, we had planned the whole thing. And it's annoying because we showed them in rehearsals as well. And then like literally the morning of the final, after showing it in after showing the tricks to them, sorry, in the rehearsal like 3 times, then they decided they didn't like them. So um the thing is I get it because at the end of the day it's their TV show, you know, where you gotta understand that they know they in some scenarios know what's best for TV. But in certain scenarios, when you get sort of promised something like an illusion, and the biggest thing with BGT is time restraints. So
Yeah.
when you get thrown out a trick, it's not just the fact you got to learn the new trick, you've got to fill in the time, make it make sense, and also make it like achievable on camera as well. Like the illusion, we was all set, the staging was set for the illusion. The illusion probably took what, let's just say 25 seconds, 30 seconds, but that's now 25 or 30 seconds. We got to fill with good quality stuff that makes sense. And obviously, the fact James is not disappearing now means you've got to change all the scripts, everything like that, give him a trick. So that's another thing. We had to change 2 tricks and add another trick in for James because he was supposed to be disappearing.
Yeah, I mean, like that is really awful, and I do completely agree with you. Like that, it must be really hard with like there's so little time,
Yeah.
in between each show, to be able to do it. Does it go? It goes audition. Then what's after audition again?
So in England, it does just go audition, then your deliberation day, then straight to semi-final, which is live, and then final, which is live.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You know what? I remember. Yeah, that's when like on TV they like have like all the contestants' faces on
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
board, and then yeah. No, I know what you're talking about before. Like I vaguely remembered it, but now I completely yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Hmm.
Yeah. So you went through all of those, and then you got to the final. How many? There's 4 in the final, right?
There was loads. There was 11 in the final.
Oh my God, wow. Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
even know there was that many. Yeah, okay. Cool. Yeah, was it do you think that if you would have had the Stranger Things, do you think that you would have had more of a chance?
I think we would have definitely, yeah, if we had all the stuff we wanted, we would have definitely come higher, I think. I think it was, or maybe closer to the top. But the thing is, it's weird because I, I'm not, the thing is, we wasn't the best there. I mean, when you can think Mark Spellman's there, I mean, John Archer, I don't know how he didn't get in the final anyway. He's unbelievable. Do you know what I mean? Like, people like that. But yeah, I can't see because the semi-final we got the most votes out of any single act that week. So we got like 30% of every single vote casted for
Oh
the
wow.
semi-final. But then in the final, we like didn't even come close to the top 3 at all. And it's like I don't understand how there can be that drastic of a change, you know. So I think it must have just been our acts just don't know, didn't appeal to people maybe or something, you know.
I think that's really weird, especially like this is just an example. Double cross.
Mm,
That if you do that on TikTok, for instance,
yeah.
you will literally go viral within a
Mm,
day.
yeah.
So I actually find that really like that shocks me that people didn't find that really appealing. As
Yeah.
well, for me, if I vote for someone on Britain's Got Talent, usually I vote for them all the way through. Like,
That is what I was thinking. That's where it sort of come into it. Maybe not the act as such, but I was just thinking if they've in the semi-finals voted, then you would assume they get some allegiance, but maybe because, to be honest with you, I haven't got a clue. I've got no idea why that big of a
Maybe
drop.
their phones ran out.
Yeah, maybe they had no free votes. Oh, yeah, honestly, I just can't, like, that must be in history as the biggest drop off in votes. Seriously, because I
Yeah,
don't get
that's weird
how.
because like 30%, and how many people are in the semi-finals? That's
Yeah,
a lot.
exactly.
That's really weird. But for 4MG,
Mm.
was it just you four that was deciding what you did, or did your dad help you with like the tricks and stuff and like what you should do and
Mm.
things?
Yeah, so Dad basically done all of it, to be honest with you. I mean, the final obviously was out of his hands because of the changes, but yeah, the audition and the semi-final, he basically done it all himself, to be quite honest. I mean, we tried to come up with scripts ourselves, but when Dad's helping you out, do you know what I mean? You want to try and do it yourself, but you'll just know that he'll give you a better option. Like it's a straight, it's, do you know what I mean? It's straight as that. I'll read the things I want to say a script, but I just know that Dad will say one that's 10 times better. So I might as
Yeah,
well
no,
just
I used to show this I used to like jam tricks with this guy, not anymore, but whenever I jam tricks with him, like I want to create the best trick possible.
Hmm.
So for him to just say, "Wow, that's amazing," done.
Yeah,
There we go.
literally.
Whenever I show him a trick, he'd be like, "Wow, that's really good." Sometimes he'd be like, "That can use a lot of improvement." Sometimes he'd be like, "That's really good," and I'd be like, "Yes, get in there." He'd be like, "However,
Oh
when
yeah,
you
bloody
when you
hell.
take the cards out the box,
Yeah.
you could put a magnet inside the box, shut the box, keep a card in there with a magnet inside of it, show that shake it, to show there's nothing in there. Then when you come back, their card is inside the box and
Yeah.
you've made it vanish." I'm like, yeah, that's so much better. Why? Like, oh, it's so painful. But anyway, yeah.
No, that's funny. Yeah, so true that it is so true. I think that's the other thing. Yeah, he done a lot of stuff, but I think it having four people was hard but also good because when designing an act, obviously you've got four people to think about and you've got to make sure that it makes sense because you can't just have this trick stop, that trick stop, that trick. Do you know what I mean? You want it to try and flow, but flow that makes sense. So you don't forget what that one's done. You don't forget what Josh done, James done, Theo done, I done, you know. But
Yeah.
then the positive of it was misdirection because as soon as if I do something, Theo does his dirty work. If Theo does something, Josh done his dirty work, and if Josh done something, James done his, you know, and no eyes are on him whatsoever. So it's wicked.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, a lot of people will be like, "Oh, since there's four of them, it will be so much easier." But I also think being able to do a good performance, as you say, that flows. Because
Mm,
what I liked was you all came forward to them. There were four of you on the judges' table, right? Like
mm,
in front of it in the audition. And it all kind of just um yeah, as you said, it just flowed really nicely.
mm.
And it was like literally like nothing. It wasn't stop start stop start. It
Yeah,
was more of a this person stopped and then the next person almost was finishing their sentence and carrying on.
yeah,
It was like such a cool. It was so cool, and I was like, wow, this is really amazing. And often on Britain's Got Talent, last year there was a dad and a son,
mm,
and it was really what they did was that like he was getting the card to be picked, and I won't say what it is because it's like a problem, it's a marketed effect.
right, yeah,
But you might know it. But he was getting the card to be picked, and the son was in the audience, and as the card was getting picked, the son was doing what he needed to do. You know,
mm,
he was doing what he needed to do on his phone. So it's kind of like that, and then when he then called him out, and that it was like really nice to see that.
yeah,
And then a bunch of people, they were like saying how it could have been done. And but however they did it, it was just so clever. And that's exactly what you guys did, which I thought was really awesome.
oh thanks. Yeah, I think I mean when there's especially when there's more than one person, it's difficult because you've only got 2 minutes to establish yourself. So you kind of want to get across your personalities. and you kind of want to, like, do you know what I mean? Like, introduce yourself to them, but obviously you've only got 30 seconds each with tricks being involved, you know, so it's really tight in order to establish yourself and your personality. But I think that's where Dad helps, and obviously James and Dylan done fantastic, and that's where probably James helped in that situation, you know.
Yeah, definitely. And as well, you don't want it to be, as you say, that it's very the time is very,
Mm.
and as well, it's like any Britain's Got Talent act really is a lot of, if you see an act come on, it's I forgot what her name is. Izzy Simpson. She's only
Yeah.
young. I think she was 8 when she went on.
Mm.
She went on, and in between the tricks, it was quite a long act, but in between what she was doing, she was keeping magic in between. So
Right. Yeah.
she'd come down and she was like, lift up this box because I'm going to take I'm going to take 3 books out. Can you go and put that box
Right.
over there? And they couldn't lift up the box.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? Because if they would have just lifted it up, this would have gone on forever.
Yeah.
But it's like you say, keeping them entertained, not,
Mm.
Yeah, so I think that's really cool. And another thing was what the tricks that you did, were any of them like from Alakazam?
Yeah. Yeah. So in the audition, Theo's one was from Alakazam. I mean, they were all from Alakazam, obviously. Alakazam do sell them all.
Yes.
But yeah, Theo's one was an Alakazam effect. It's created by Dad. And that's wicked. Yeah, that's called V Deck. That's really nice.
Oh yeah, that's such a cool trick. Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, I love it.
honestly, like that's so clever though. Like, yeah, that was such a clever idea from your dad. Actually, I have that and it's really good.
Mm.
When I bought it, when I bought it, I was like so excited, and it came, and it was like even better than I thought it was gonna be.
Oh,
Um,
good. Yeah, there's such a nice. I mean, literally, when you see this picture, it's a shame that there wasn't a camera on Amanda's face, because when they actually feel the box getting lighter, like when the cards are disappearing, and it's like you can't. Do you know what I mean? You can't even explain that sensation. You can explain it as literally the cards are disappearing, so it's getting lighter and lighter. And that's
yeah,
what I like about that effect. You know, it's light and it's not heavy, then it's light. It's sort of like gradual, lighter and lighter and lighter. And then
or
when it's
that,
just
yeah,
that,
that is
mm,
my favorite thing about that trick.
yeah.
I think so I actually watched a review before I bought it, because it was for an act I was putting together where I basically just vanish a deck.
Mm,
And it was just kind of part of it. It's like, oh, we'll come back to this deck later. And
yeah.
that is the like it is literally, when I bought it, I didn't believe the guy on the review show. I was like, no,
Really?
there's no way that's even possible. And then when I bought it, I was like, oh wait, this is really smart. So yeah, it's that's a really great trick. And that
Mm,
is obviously because your dad, so you, as you said, your dad was kind of like doing all like the tricks behind the, like he was,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
And it was, I mean, we didn't just pick it because it was an Alakazam, obviously. It was one that sort of fit in because we wanted to
yeah,
do, and that's another thing. You've got to look at you've got to think about who you're performing to, because our audition, throughout our whole acts, nothing in there was really difficult, to be honest, to perform. And so you'll probably watch our audition, and I would say 9 out of 10, if not 10 out of 10 magicians will probably know what we're doing there or what we're using. And you've just got to, like with a t-shirt reveal, like there were so many comments of people saying, I don't understand why they've done the t-shirts at the end because it gives away the whole thing. But then the t-shirts is what gave us a standing ovation, you know, because you've got to remember, from a layman's point of view, they don't understand the idea that it can all, it's, I don't really want to say what it was, but do you know what I mean? Like they don't, you've
yes,
got to
no, yeah,
think
I know what you
about
mean.
from a spectator's point of view. They're just seeing now a randomly picked card is now on the back of our t-shirts. Like that is magical, and it's very difficult when putting an act together for TV and stuff to look at it from a magician's point of view which is obviously you've got to look at it from a magician's point of view still, but also what the spectators will find impressive because it's completely different.
Yeah, I mean, tell me if you want to if you want me to cut this bit out, because I know you didn't really want to say. But if people don't want to do a t-shirt reveal, then what is the point of ever doing a prediction trick?
Yeah,
Like
that's true.
getting someone to pick a card and then the card is in their pocket, the same one.
Exactly.
What is the point then? Like, why would you do
Yeah.
that if you don't like to do a t-shirt reveal?
Exactly, and it's just such a in something like that, you just want to rinse every little drop of magic that you can out of it. I'm not even imagine it's like a tea towel. Do you know what I mean? Little magic tea towel. You just rinse every little drop that you can from it. Sometimes you can go over the top and rip it in half, but if you get the perfect balance, then you're going to get a good reaction. I think we got that there. You know, I think if we would have then had, oh, on the bottom of your chair is a card, on the bottom of this is a card, and your buzz is a card. You know what I mean? There would have maybe been too much, but I think we just got it just right with that one, really.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you as well. You can go over the top, definitely, 100%. I think if you do that, then it is less magical.
Yeah,
because obviously it is kind of like, oh, so like they you know, I don't want to say
they knew
what
it was.
Yes, yeah, definitely, yeah. So yeah, you guys did that so well, and I don't know why those people would say there's something wrong with the t-shirt reveal. I mean, literally, like, so many people have done it, and it gets the biggest reactions as like the final part of the trick.
Yeah.
So you know, like that is when the crowd really stands up and goes mental.
Yeah, it was people like, yeah, I don't get why they've done a t-shirt build, because then it gives it away that they knew the cards from the start. And it's like, that's what a magician would think. But there's someone done a watch along of our audition, and the guy's like, when we done the t-shirts, his jaw drops. He was like, what, are they like magic t-shirts or something? And it's like, do you know what I mean? Like, that goes, people will think it's a heat t-shirt where we rub it in a certain way and it'll probably change to a different card. Do you know what I mean? That's how clever some people think it is, rather than how simple it actually is, you know?
Yeah, no, there's been some really crazy, I've had some really crazy like methods that people have come up with over the past years.
I had as well, this is another thing. I had some guy trying to reveal, well, there's a couple of things quickly. Newspapers, creased me up, because in the final they said the Sun wrote on the thing, 4MG, the boy band of magic, are looking to win BGT with their combination of singing and magic. And I'm like, well, we don't sing, so no one's obviously watched us. So that's funny. But that just makes you think like newspapers are actually rubbish, isn't it? Imagine that.
Yeah, no, that is that.
I was like, I don't sing, mate. And then the other one was I don't know if you saw the one where I got Simon to pick out from a barrel of bingo balls.
Oh yes, yeah.
So there was 100 different bingo balls, all individually numbered, and he reached in and grabbed out any one. And then someone for the method put, oh, I know this. What happened was Simon rolled a dice, and the number on the dice, like, I saw what it was, and then he just picked that number or something. And it was like, first of all, we didn't use a dice. Second of all, he got number 7 and there's only 6 numbers on the dice. And third of all, that's just irrelevant. Do you know what I mean? It's like, why have 100 bingo balls if you're then going to roll a dice? Do you know what I mean? It's like people's brain. Like, he rolled a dice and got number 7. Where's the logic? Do you know what I mean? Where literally people were just baffling.
To be fair, at that point, like, I'm genuinely thinking he might have been drunk.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I bet he was. It's probably my mum. Trying to work out what was going on. Yeah.
No, the other day, not the other day because we're in lockdown, but quite a while ago. It was you know, in the not in the lockdown. Do you remember that point where we could go into people's houses?
Yeah.
There was like a very brief time where you could go into someone's house in like,
it was like 20 minutes, wasn't it? 20 minutes longer.
Yeah, and you're being monitored as well. Yeah, exactly. You've got timer on you. And basically, I went in and going around to my friend's house, and his brother said to me, I did the trick on him, and when I basically just did a bunch of, just like finding his card, because I didn't really know what to do at that point. And And he was like, I know how you've done it. You've put a little grain of salt on my
What?
card, so it sticks out in the deck. And I was like, if you would have said crimp, I actually would have had a chance on me there. But that's not even how I did
A
it.
grain of salt.
You said a grain of salt. I was like, wouldn't it just fall off?
Yeah, it creases me out there because people's imagination sometimes, not you obviously, Ollie, but like makes magicians seem better than what they are, because their methods are like, yeah, somehow you've snuck a single grain of salt, put it in this deck without me seeing it, and really so you just make him pick a card or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's a bit like just like a false transfer.
Yeah.
You slipped it down your sleeve, and now but you don't have any sleeves. You've got a short sleeve shirt. You're just like so good at what you do, and I'm like, I'll take that one. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
I'm like highly skilled at coin magic now, apparently. Which all I could do is like a false transfer. So it's all good.
That's good though. I'll just say, I'd say to him, oh, and by the way, obviously I'm going now, but by the next time I see you, I've dropped the grain of salt. Anyway, if you can find it for me, I need it back. I think I left it on the kitchen table or something.
Oh my god! Like, no, honestly, like that is actually. Next time I see him, I'm gonna bring a grain of salt with me.
Oh my god! Actually, do it, please. That's so fun. Oh, bring a cube of sugar and say it's a big one because I lost my last one. Say it's a big grain of salt because I lost my last one. So that's what I keep a track of.
Oh my god, I'm dying of laughter right now. No, I swear to God though, I actually am going to do that. Oh my god, we need this lockdown to lift.
I'll tell you what I've bought. Actually, I bought on our site. We've got these little silicone ears. Have you seen them?
No, I haven't seen those.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny. So my intro line now, yeah, it used to be the same as Steve Della's. Actually, he's got the best opening I've ever seen to a close-up act. So I used to do that, but I'm going to change it to this. I'm going to do basically, you go up to someone and you said, have you ever seen a magician pull a coin from behind your ear? And they probably go, what's he on about? Yeah. And you go, well, have you ever seen a magician pull an ear from behind a coin? And then you pull a little silicone ear out from a coin.
Oh my god!
How funny is that?
That is actually hilarious.
That cracked me up. So I bought one of them the other day, but hasn't arrived yet. But I can't wait. Honestly, I just think that's the thing. I think the lockdown has made me realise that in reality, like you said the other day, it is actual. You only live once. So most people, the best time they're having is when they're laughing. So I think that is what you've got to incorporate into your magic. You know what I mean? It's all well and good having the best tricks ever and this and that, but if they're not just absolutely creasing up, depends what type of performer you are, obviously, but if they're not having fun, you know what I mean? You think, well,
yeah,
just chuck a couple jokes in or something. So yeah, there's a couple of oh my god, there's some really funny ones. So funny.
What do you call it? You can be. That's why I like David Williamson so much.
Yeah.
I just think he's so talented, but what you see a lot with like really talented magicians, like really skilled sleight of hand.
Yeah.
It's very not boring, but they still show good tricks.
Almost one-dimensional, maybe.
Yeah, it's very much you're just watching a trick and nothing else.
Yeah.
But David Williamson, I actually spoke about this with someone else that's about to go. The video is going to go up. He said David Williamson could literally, without magic, have a good act. Like if he just told the jokes without the magic.
Exactly. He's one of them people that just creases you up.
Yeah, I mean, like, to be honest with you though, like I think it's just important you entertain, especially like John Archer's funny.
Yeah,
he's amazing, really funny.
I tell you who's unbelievable. The best, probably the best close up. If I had a wedding, if I got married, I'd probably hire Etienne.
Oh, yeah.
You know Etienne?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, he is. Literally, he's so funny. I remember he was I watched him do a lecture, and this was like a he was doing the lecture, but then he done a performance to lay people afterwards, and in the performance to lay people, because there were still a few magicians scattered around, he was like handing out coins. He was like just like he handed it out to a lay person. He went, yeah, just have a look at the coins, make sure there's I can't do a French accent, but he's like, make sure there's no shell. And obviously, like, he wouldn't say that something there wasn't magicians there, but he is just the funniest guy. Again, he went he like gave someone a chance to win money or something, and he went, I'll tell you what, I'm thinking of an animal. Name an animal, a household animal with 4 legs. Meow. And then I go, a cat, and I go, no, it's a dog. But honestly, he is just so funny. So, and I tell you what as well, what you were saying the other day with Izzy, not the other day, earlier on, with Izzy, about having moments of magic when it's not a magic trick as such, like the box. Etienne is the best for that, because when nothing's happening, he'll produce someone's glasses from his wallet or something. You know what I mean? Whenever someone's shuffling cards, he'll be doing something else. And I think that's what's so important as well. It's just constantly, even if one person sees it on the table, they're going to go away and think, God, bloody hell. You know what I mean? That was really good. And it wasn't even a big thing.
Yeah, it's a bit like card to mouth. Yeah, you just,
Yeah.
you know, there's always going to be that one guy that was like, oh, that was there before. Yeah, but, you know.
Yeah.
No, but, you know, like, someone else who does that pretty well, he actually taught, come to my magic club for a lecture, is Miles Thornton.
Oh, yeah.
And basically, he taught us this really nice move that I thought was really clever. You basically take a red pen, red Sharpie, you pull it out of your pocket, and then when you put it through your hand, there's like, you can show this, well, you can't really show your hand, but there's no second pen. It's just, you know.
Nice, yeah.
And then when you put it through your hand, it changes color.
That's cool.
Which I thought was really nice, and then you can kind of get them to sign the card, and they can see everything's examinable.
Oh, wicked.
Which I thought was really cool, because that whole thing of, I've got a pen, let me just get it out my pocket, money comes out.
Yeah.
You know, then you've got to give it to them. The fact that you can then like change it is really cool. So I thought that was really nice. But you know, and someone else that's really funny is he just did a live thing with you, Chris Wood.
He is, yeah. No, he's so, and again, he's such a nice guy. I think I'd probably say my top 3 magicians. I mean, it's difficult to actually pick 3 but I would say definitely up there for me is Michael Vincent. I think he's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, and he is just unbelievable at magic. Seriously.
Yeah, he went on Penn and Teller Fool Us. I was watching it the other day, and oh my God, he's literally doing like really hard sleight, and he literally looks like he's using a flap card. He's like so chilled. It's like it's more relaxed than me when I'm using a flap card.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, I'm doing a self worker, and I've got more nerves than him. Seriously. He is so, honestly, but it's just the main thing as well is like, he's just such a nice guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've known him for ages, and he's just, like, obviously through Dad, and he's just like always helpful. Like, I learned a normal 3-card Monty the other day, and he just helped me, gave me some tips, and he done coins through. He's the type of person that will do a trick with anything.
Yeah, and you know what? I think I've noticed this a lot recently, and I don't know if it's because of the lockdown. People have more time, but magicians have been like really helpful. Like I know so many nice magicians that I can just say, like, honestly, like, they're so nice. If you ever need any help, you can just go to them, and they will give you help. Today, I literally called up a magician I know, and he literally said to me, he was like, I literally said, do you know anywhere you can get this, this, and this? And he made 2 phone calls just for me to see if he could find where it was. And then he was like, I'm going to call you and tell you what you need to make to do this.
What a legend.
And you know, when you're just sitting there, like,
Yeah, wow.
What did I ever do to
Yeah.
you're
I
like
must say, I'm like that.
I'm
Not.
like you're so nice. I feel like I've done something to make
Yeah.
you feel like you have to
That's.
do this to me.
Yeah.
And like, and it's in the middle of people's day, like
Mm.
and they're just like not even like they're just so nice. That's just like so I appreciate that so
That's
much.
the thing, I'm like that in terms of I don't know why. Yeah, some people are so helpful for me, and I think why? Do you know what I mean? I'll shout down to Dad, and I'll say, Dad, where can I get this from? He just tell me to shut up. You know what I mean? No, but yeah, some people are so helpful, and I think yeah, like you said, lockdown's helped. I think it's helped in terms of understanding. I think a lot of magicians have now realised that there's a life outside of not that they do. No, let me rephrase that. I think a lot of magicians now have understood what some people go through when they haven't got the ability to perform for people, if you know what I mean.
Yes. Yeah.
Almost being lonely as such, I mean, it's given them the experience to know that some people out there just want someone to speak to a lot of the time. Some people
Yeah.
just want a little bit of help, and I think this has now allowed them to think, actually, yeah, do you know what I mean? Rather than sit here and watching TV, I probably could just help this guy with whatever. Do you know what I mean? How to get his grain of salt in the deck without anyone seeing. Do you know what I mean? It's like little, little things like that. I think are helpful. And I think people, yeah, have understood, and I think that is also a main reason why we launched the Discord server. I think.
Yeah, it's amazing, the Discord server. I'll leave a link to the Discord server because it's just so great. Yeah, I mean the amount of people you see just chatting and you're chatting with them. Yeah.
And that's the thing, we get so many phone calls of people saying, "Oh, I haven't got anyone to speak to about magic," or "I haven't got a phone. I haven't got a magic club. That I can go and show people magic." And so this is an outlet because for those of people out there that don't know what Discord is, basically it's completely free of charge, and it's like a place where you can video chat people if you want to, but there can be like a room. So I could say to Ollie, meet me in the mentalism room, and then me and him can talk to each other in the mentalism room. And if anyone else wants to join in, they just click and they can join in. Or whilst we're in the mentalism room, they can go in like the kids' magic room and talk about that or whatever. And I think the important thing for us is we've got a very friendly community anyway. We're very lucky in that sense. And you're never, I don't think you're going to feel intimidated on there, I think. Because we've made it so no one, if you join a room, will be like, show me a trick, or what do you think about this, or tell me the history on this. You know what I mean? No one's going to say that. And I think that's important because I still get nervous. You know what I mean? Joining with people that are in rooms anyway. And it's one of them things where you've just got to think the Discord server is purely there to help people. If you've got a question, if you want to know about a product, if you want to get tips on a palm or tips on anything, you can go there and know that you're going to get actual helpful advice rather than people go, "Oh, we can't do a palm," or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Which are the worst kind of people, because that's what puts people off magic. I mean, like I said, I still get, even at Blackpool, I'm doing dem stuff and I'm getting people like, they're at a magic convention, go, "Oh, do you want to see a trick?" And I go, "Nah, you're all right." And I think, well, you're a magic convention, mate. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
who
some
goes
people
to a magic convention and doesn't want to see a trick?
Literally, but you know what I mean? It's just that some people are just, they don't, it's almost like, well, it is an ego thing, and they just don't really want to help, but there's just nothing worse. I can't think of anything worse than not helping someone especially in the magic world. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like a little mini, like, don't know, it is a little mini industry, but you know what I mean? I feel like some magicians will put themselves above others for some reason. I don't get it. It's my pet hate.
You're so right. Like I have two great things to say about the Discord. Number one, there are so many experienced, well-known magicians on there. Like you literally just you're sitting, relaxing at your computer. The next minute you're chatting to Chris Congreve.
Yeah.
Like the creator of like Omen and Roll. Like what? It doesn't, like, that just like amazes me.
Yeah.
And then, like, the second thing is, I just think the fact that you guys are getting people like Craig Petty, Wayne
Mm,
Goodman to do chats on things like Craig Petty did a Chop Cup one,
yeah.
to do stuff like that, all for free.
Mm,
It's just amazing. Like, usually for a lecture, you'd have to like for the at the table live. I know it's longer than the Chop
yeah,
Cup
but
one, but like you'd have to pay like what, like a tenner or
yeah.
something. So it's just amazing that you can just do all this for free. I think what you guys have created, and how many people are on there now?
Do you want me to give you the live number? Let me go on there. Hang on one sec. Let's have a
Yeah,
look.
sure.
Hang on one second. Right, let me click on this. Yeah, obviously we're going to keep it free of charge because it's for you guys to have an outlet. We was going to start an online magic club, but we thought you can't. Do you know what I mean? You can't start an online magic club now of all times because obviously that would have cost money. Do you know what I mean? Whereas this one, it's completely free of charge. You don't have to speak if you don't want to. It's going to be friendly people. Um, and it's just very chilled out. I think honestly, I think it's so good, and it's people all over the world. Right, let me have a look. Wow, have a guess about how many members we've got. Have a little look guess.
I want to go like 800, maybe.
Bloody hell, Ollie. Serious?
Uh, I don't know, 815 maybe. I don't know. Am
Guys,
I
we've
too
got
low?
no, that's good. 846 now.
Oh, that
That's a
is a
good guess.
lot.
That's a good guess, though,
Wow.
isn't it?
I,
What?
I I only knew 800 because I just remembered it. I got the newsletter.
Oh, really? Yeah. But
Uh,
that's the other thing as well. Like we've made it so that you can tag what magician you are, what interest you're interested in. So if you're a kids performer, but you also do stage, you can tick kids magic and stage magic. And then when we get people onto lecture, we had someone lecture ventriloquism. You will get a notification to say we've got a free lecture in ventriloquism. I can't even say that word. Ventriloquism room, so you can join it, and then people that like coin and card magic won't be pestered by that. So it's just cool, and then you can branch off. We've got one-on-one rooms, so if for example you want to speak to someone specifically about a certain thing, then you can go off in a one-on-one room and only you two will be in there. Do you know what I mean? We've really thought about it a lot, and I think it's had such a great response. I'm so happy with it.
yeah, I honestly, I think it's great, and I don't want to say this because I know honestly the lockdown has just been awful. But Harry, would you agree with me? None of this would have happened if the lockdown didn't happen.
No, for sure, 100%, 100
Like,
million percent.
yeah, you guys would be way too busy with like because all the lockdown didn't happen,
Mm.
and it wouldn't have ever even come to you guys' mind probably.
Well, the thing is, yeah, this definitely wouldn't have done, but I would actually say I've been busier since lockdown purely because I've been trying to think of ways where we can bring a little bit of normality back. Like,
Yes.
so I've been like the Discord server, like I've never used Discord in my life, and then I just set this up. Do you know what I mean? Like, it took ages, like YouTube videos, how to do this, how to create this, how to do that, blah 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 blah. But I think as well with lockdown, we've been not lucky, but because the shops closed, people coming in, we added like a little reshuffle around. So me and Andy are in the shop every day, but Dad works just on products. So that's why every month now we've got a product coming out, and we probably got a product for every month, probably now for the next 2 years, I'd say. You know
Wow.
what I mean? And it's like to be in that, we've never been in a position like that before, and that wouldn't have come about if it wasn't for lockdown, because now Dad works from home, so he can focus his time on the actual effects.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. Like the fact you guys have that many tricks coming out. Are any of those tricks like, because I know, oh, okay, I got a quick question for you, and
Go
you
on.
don't have to answer it, but what are your top three Alakazam releases?
Oh gosh. Right. Oh, that's so difficult. Can you categorize them, or is it overall?
Yeah, no, you can categorize them whatever you like.
I would say I love Will to Read. I love Will to Read. That's coming. That's out of print, but it's coming back soon. Will to Read's fantastic. It's basically. Have you seen Will to Read?
I haven't seen that personally.
So basically, it's like it fits in your wallet. So it's like a ripped up bit of paper. And I say, oh, it's from this book by I can't remember her name, like Catherine Goodman or something like that. And she wrote it, and it's all like little science things and little like experiments and stuff. We're going to try one right now. It's based on influence and how someone can be so easily influenced. So we're going to try something. If you got, I mean, this is the great thing when you're out and about, because you can just get a coin, a pen, and a card. So if you was to grab out like a bank card, a pen, and like a coin, and I'd say, now your actions, you're going to make an action right now, and whatever it is, I'm telling you, it's already been predicted. Catherine has already predicted it. So go ahead. I want you to pick up 2 of the items and place one of them in your pocket, like leaving me with one. So you do that. So for example, you put the pen in your pocket, you leave me the card, and you've got the coin. And then when you open up the bit of paper, which is like a ripped out book page, it says a little story. And then it says, and I've had a vision. I will have hold of the coin. You will have the card, and it will always be the pen that gets put away. And it's just something that's so innocent and off the cuff. You know what I mean? It's so good.
I actually, I can't believe I said I didn't know what it was, because I have it.
Have you? Oh my God, I'm disgusted with that, Ollie. Seriously, that you need to be doing that. It's so good.
That's the first ever effect I ever bought, ever.
Serious.
So it's got
so
like
good.
huge, like, I honestly like that so much.
Yeah, it's well, not that much if you didn't even know what it was, you lad. No, but honestly, that one I'd say is definitely up there. Then I've got to say Omen. I think Omen is so good. It's a card effect which is just unbelievable. It was one of the first. I think it's always going to have a little sweet spot because it was the first trick I ever demmed at Blackpool.
Oh
so
wow,
that was
yeah.
Omen. Yeah, I must have performed it that weekend probably 500-600 times maybe.
That must have honestly, if I would have, because I saw Omen on, because it come out how many years ago? Like, is it 5 years ago?
No, I think it's 3. I think
three, yeah, because it come out like 3 years ago, and I basically had like I never knew what magic shops were, didn't have a clue, just thought there were YouTube channels that taught you, right? So you know, when like, especially like when I saw you guys doing those tricks on Britain's Got Talent, I was like, I wonder what YouTube channel teaches that.
Really? Yeah.
Which is like, I was like, I don't know.
Nice, yeah.
And my favorite magic shop came to them. None other than Alakazam.
No way.
So it was at J Day. And Peter come to dem, and he demmed the Rob Bromley coin deck.
Yeah.
And Eliminator.
Oof.
And I bought both of them straight away. Yeah, and I was just like, I saw him do it, and I was so confused because I didn't know. And then I went onto your guys' website, and we had 20% off of everything, as like a code, but it only lasted like 2 days, because that was like the deal. And I was like, add to cart. And literally, I think that's the most money I've ever spent. And
well, that's good then. I need to. That's another thing I was going to say as well. I mean, I need to work on because the shop's going to be open more. We really want to get. Oh no, hang on. The last effects. Let me quickly think of what my last favorite effect is. Wow, that's tough. Do you know what I'm loving at the minute? And I'm just going to say this one because it's at the minute. Is Gone. Have you seen the effect Gone?
Is it produced by Penguin?
No, it's.
Oh, do you mean Daniel Bryan?
Yeah.
Oh, this trick is. Oh, it's so good. Yeah.
So I'm working on the tricks that I'm going to show when people come in the shop. And
Yeah.
that's going to be the first trick I show him because I think it's unbelievable. Seriously, I'm not going to lie. Until today, I've never really played with it, but it is unreal.
Yeah, I don't have it, but now you've said it's like, is it really good?
Oh, seriously. Well, next time you come down, I'll perform it for you because seriously, it's so good. Or I'll send you a video of it or whatever. But it's honestly, it's so simple, and it's just one of them effects where there's a lot of magic happening for no work, and it will fit in your wallet. And do you know what I mean? You get across the fact you're a good magician, not just a magician. It's not just a normal like, it's not just like a little trick. It's a good trick that will show you're a good magician in a short space of time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think if you're I totally agree. I think if you're trying to, especially being, if you're going to a gig, I think a lot of the time something you've got to kind of grab hold of straight away is the fact that people know that you almost know what you're doing. You
Yeah,
kind of showing them you're not, you can do magical things, really.
yeah, yeah,
Because if you're doing, it's all well and good, but it's all well and good if you're banging out poker routines. But as well, I think something that's really important is something like Gone, where you finish. That's the one we finish with Gone, right?
yeah,
Written, yeah. It just shows you can do whatever you want.
yeah.
it,
Literally.
it's like, I'm gonna make them go, and how I would use that is, oh, I've made a mistake, they're all gone. And then
Yeah, nice.
kind of just almost be like, this gets out like really like I'm trying to be Harry Potter, but I've never watched it, so trust me.
What? So good.
I'm sorry. But like almost like that you're showing your magical powers have gone too far.
Yeah. No, you're
Almost
right.
like that. Yeah.
Uh,
It's so good.
That's the thing, and I think especially now, like when you can go back and do like gigs and that, you're gonna be social distance probably still. Like you don't wanna be like all the time like pick this card, touch that one, do this, do that. You know what I mean? So with this one, with packet tricks, it's so good because they can just watch it happening, but it's still like a killer effect. And the cool thing about it is you establish yourself in a quick amount of time. There's like there's two sort of moments of magic. Well, probably three moments of magic really, or even if you count each letter by letter, probably like five moments of magic really. But it's a good one to get you started off. Yeah, like you said, shows you're good. But this is a serious word of advice because this is what Dad told me once. He knew a magician who used to do restaurant gigs. Yeah. So obviously you've got the waitress coming over, you've got food interruptions, stuff like that. Yeah. He always used to do sucker effects. You know
Oh
what?
no. Oh
Yeah.
no.
So for those of you who don't know, a sucker effect is an effect where it looks like it's gone wrong, but then it goes right in the end. Yeah. But he used to just do sucker effects. So he would start off by doing an effect, it would go wrong. Then the waitress would come over and he'd have to stop. Then he would do another one, someone else, and then the waitress would come over, then have to stop. Then he would do another one, then the dessert come up. And so all the tricks that were sucker effects got interrupted before the trick went right, like after it's just gone wrong. So it was like, wow, he's not very good, is he?
Oh my god. I actually I remember you guys said that on a live stream
Yeah.
once. And it made me laugh so much. I remember telling my mum, and
Yeah.
she was like, because I did a sucker effect once,
Mm,
and now if I actually mess up, I just pretend I'm doing a sucker effect,
yeah.
because it's great, because my family, they don't trust me messing up. They're like, no, something's coming.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Here
Yeah.
we go. And I'm like, no, and then I'll just produce it in some sort of way. I don't know. I'll like do some sort of thing, and I'll be like, yeah, it was a sucker effect. I totally didn't mess up
Yeah.
one card when I was trying to control the cards. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's definitely a good piece of advice, though. Yeah, definitely.
For
I
sure.
I mean,
Yeah. Oh, go on.
you go, you go.
No, you go, Ollie, you lad.
I mean, I guess you could kind of like arrange something with the waitress or waiter.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the thing, use the environment to your advantage. You can do
Yeah.
so much stuff. It's so good. And yeah, that's the thing, that's just quickly what I was going to say before I said my last trick was that I really want to make the shop actually looks so cool inside. So I'm looking to try and redesign it. So hopefully next time you come down, it'll look cool. But yeah, there's loads of ideas we've got, but it's just getting around to actually doing it. Do you know what I mean? You're so busy at work. By the time you get to sit down, you just want to sort of stuff your face with chocolate or something, you know, rather than work out what floor you're gonna have.
I mean, like you had that idea with the gumball machine.
Mm,
That's a great idea, personally.
yeah, I think
Personally, I
it's,
think that's
just
brilliant.
cool, and it's cool, different. Yeah, it's nice. I like
Yeah.
it. Well, good. Well, I tell you what. Next, honestly, yeah, because this is what I was gonna say. I was working on like a set that I'm gonna show in the shop, just like some of my favorite routines. So just to tell you guys what they are at the minute, I'm trying to picture my shelf, like my little shelf that I've got that's got the effects I'm going to perform on. So I'm going to do Gone, I think, for sure. Swindle, which is a great effect.
Yeah.
What Happens in Vegas is another good effect.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Movie Nights is on there. Roll is in there. Genetics is in there. And then I'll probably get like a couple of coin effects or something. Maybe Conquer coins, actually. Have you ever seen that?
Yes. Yeah.
Quality, that's so good.
Yeah. I think honestly, that sounds like such a good set.
Yeah, I was just trying to just get a variety of things. Oh, yeah, and then a good ending. I've got a really good ending, but I can't say it in case anyone actually comes to the shop. I want them to experience it.
Harry, I've got something to confess.
Oh God, what is it?
So when your dad demmed those tricks, one of them was What Happens in Vegas.
Right.
So I searched up the trick on Alakazam, and obviously it had you doing the trick.
Right.
So for maybe like 1 month, I thought you were Liam Montier.
Are you joking me? You're lying.
I'm not even joking. I remember I'd never really seen a magic shop. It was like one magic shop.
So funny.
I was like, this is Liam Montier. I was like explaining it to my mum. I was like, look how good this trick is. This is Liam Montier. And she was like, who's Liam Montier? I was like, oh, he creates these great tricks.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I wish I was Liam Montier. He's a genius.
And I was like, and then when I saw you on like a live stream, I was so confused. I was like, why is Liam Montier sitting with Peter in the lockdown?
Are you the guy that sent the message that said, Peter Nardi, are you an idiot? That's not Harry, that's Liam Montier.
Wait, what? Wait, someone said that?
No, I'm joking.
Oh, no, because
so funny.
the thing was I got so confused, and now I just feel like I don't even know, because it's such a good trick though. Yeah, you're right. You're
so
right.
good. No, don't get me wrong. I'm like that now. I mean, I remember I was doing at Blackpool. I do it all the time. Like because I've only really properly been doing magic for a lot, and because I work at Alakazam, I only really ever see Alakazam stuff. You know, obviously I see other tricks, but you know what I mean. Mainly Alakazam bits. So
yeah.
Outside of that, I mean, I know obviously most magicians, but some of them I just can't. I know their name, but I can't put their face to a name because I've never actually seen their face before. And I remember like at Blackpool, I'm like, oh well, yeah, this effect is self-working. It's so easy to do. You'll honestly pick it up in no time. And he went, oh, thanks, mate. He walked off, and Dad went, you know, that's a FISM winner. And I'm like, oh, for God's sake. I've literally said to him, it's self-working, and he's won probably the most technical magic competition in the world. And I'm like, oh, come back, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for coming on, Harry, and that was another magic interview.